See, tribe, I love the sound of drums, sound of the horn, bringing everybody around. Come gather around, calling all kings to the table. It is your boy Truck. Thank you for having me on today. Thank you for having the opportunity. Thank you for just listening to me, taking time to listen to me, to what I have to say on this Shabbat. I'm coming from wherever I'm at today in the universe. But here, this show, I'm talking to all my kings, bringing them to the table so that we can have a discussion, an open discussion, a place where you can come be yourself, a place where you can come let loose, a place where your voice and your opinions matter with no judgment. I'm building this platform slow, and I'm gonna need each and every one of your help. My women, my queens, I welcome you too as well. My main focus is our men bringing back the masculinity, bringing back the masculine man, let's get that correct. Bringing back the strong man, putting the strong man back in place. We have to put that in place, because at some point in our life, we lost it. It has been gone, and we don't know what happened. But here, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. You know. So, without no further ado, this topic is called He Went Through That. And the reason why I called it that topic, I named it that, is because sharing a little bit of my testimony of what I've been through and how I had to fight back. The ability is not what you're capable of. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. Men, I know what it's like to hurt. I know what it's like to suffer. I know what it's like to lose. I know what it's like to live in hurt, to live in pain. But I also know how to get back, how to become stronger, how to become wiser, how to take control of your life and never look back. This is how. I know what it's like to be married for 14 months and go through a rough divorce. I know what it's like to fight for your marriage and get treated like trash. I know what it's like to give your heart to someone and they crush it. I know what it's like to be abandoned. I know what it's like to walk through the wilderness alone. I also know what it's like to cry at night. I know what it's like to feel pain. I know what it's like to lose. Get taken advantage of. I know what it's like to have your love taken for granted. Men, I know what it's like. But here's the turning point. Here's the point where things begin to shift. I had to trust the Most High. The moment I begin to trust the Most High, that's where things shift. That's when the light bulb came on. I had had to get in a place. I had to get in a peaceful place. I had to get in his presence. I had to learn to release and let go. I had to learn to face myself. I had to learn to look at myself. That's the worst thing to do, is to be backed into a corner and be forced to look at yourself. First thing, ask for forgiveness. Ask yourself for forgiveness. Then begin to heal. My healing took place. It wasn't just spiritual healing. The Most High put several people acquainted around me to help counsel me. And in doing so, I was able to see both sides. I understand coming from a male's point of view and a woman's point of view. I know how it feels to be a father figure to children that aren't yours and accept them as your own, and to have that taken away from you. I know how it feels. See, that's the thing. Being able to take responsibility. You have to be willing to take responsibility for the things that you do. And in my healing process, I went through each and every emotion possible. But I knew if I kept humble, stayed in the Word, continue to heal my heart, continue my mind, I was going to press through. And that's exactly what happened. I pressed through. People who work together will win. Whether it be the greatest, complex, whatever problems life or modern society has. Look, here's the thing. Life is going to throw curveballs at you. You want to be in a position to catch those curveballs, because if you catch them, you know how to deal with them. You know how to handle them. You know how to move past them. It's about living your best life, man. Taking control of your life, man. Getting a hold of your life, man. Where are my men out there that are going through it, that have been through it? I need the broken men. I need the hurt men. I need the men that say, I'm tired. I'm tired of being sick and tired. Come to the King's table. Men, know your worth. You are worth more than enough, more than you know. You were born a king. You are a king. Take your place. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do, but you show them what you can do. I'm a living example of that. And I started this platform called the King's Table. I said, after healing and going through all of this, I'm going to start a platform talking to men. I know I'm going to rattle some cages, but hell, folk going to always have something to say about you till the day you die. Then after you're gone, they still going to have something to say. If it's in your heart, in your spirit, to get that truth out, to get that word out, do so. Do where you were called to do. And that's the thing right there. Do what you were called to do. Don't let no one tell you what you can and can't do. People always tell us every day. But my testimony tells itself. Overcoming life obstacles. Yeah, he did that. As a child. Yeah, I didn't have the best upbringing. As a young adult, I made my mistakes. As a grown man, as a grown-ass man, here I am. Mistakes will be made. make them big. You learn from them. In the shortest amount of time, how can I make a big impact in one's life? That is my goal. If nothing else, to have people come back and say, I listened to your videos, I heard you. Very empowering. Very empowering. He did that. He went through that. If you only knew what I had to go through 2019 to 2020, and I'm still here, blessed, having a peace of mind, using wisdom stronger, because I learned to trust. I've learned to trust the Most High. I've learned to rest. I've learned to humble myself. I've learned to look at myself. I even went as far as going back into my past and confronting it, making peace with my mother. And now me and my mother speak. We don't bring up the past. But see, that's the thing, kings. That's what we're talking about. Being able to face your past. It doesn't matter if the other person receives or not, long as you take that first step. Most people, they live in bondage by their past and wonder why they hit a brick wall, especially when it comes to their love life. I'm gonna say that again. They will hit a brick wall each and every time, especially when it comes to their love life. What would you do if your past was to come back and bust you in your mouth? What would you do? That's a hard. It's easy to ask, but hard to answer. In this life that we're living in, men, we have to stand up as men. And I always use the term James Evans from Good Times, because when I think of James Evans, I think of that father that is protective of his wife and his children, his household, and will go out and do any and everything to keep his household in order. There are a lot of things within individuals that are out of order. Women too. Oh yes, women too. We just can't point fingers at one and not the other. But I don't really look at it as pointing fingers. I look at it as, if we're going to tell the truth, tell it across the board. Because you got good men out there, but you also have good women out there as well. You have good, hard-working, loving men and hard-working, loving women as well. They get the short end of the stick. I know how you feel. Because I've experienced that same thing. Laid up in the hospital, had a mild heart attack. Because of the stress, because of everything that I was dealing with. I was hit hard. Really hit hard. Here's the thing. Bouncing back wasn't easy. But it was something that had to be done. I had to bounce back. And now I see things so clearly. now that the storm is over, I can look back and say, you know what? I did my best. I never abandoned the marriage. I never stepped out of the marriage. I took care of 4 children that was not mine, but I claimed them. I did the things as a husband should. I went to work, a family man, for those 14 months. Did I make mistakes? We all make mistakes. But it takes a real person to admit what they've done and correct it. But when I look back, it's like it had nothing to do with me. Narcissism is something else. I've learned that. I had to educate myself on that. I didn't know what it was. After speaking to a few people, watching a few videos, I was blown away. I was like, wow. My counselor told me to watch that movie Acrimony. And you know what? I was blown away. See, that's the thing. Researching, educating yourself, knowing what the signs are, knowing what things are in narcissism. Abusive marriage, abusive relationships does not always mean physical. Emotional, mental. Sometimes it's worse than physical. I share this. I get this out there and I share it with people because most don't know. But it is an eye opener when you sit back and you reflect. Going back over things is like, whoa. And when you play it back in your mind, then it starts making sense. You begin to connect the dots. And that's all I did. As the Most High healed me, as I had time to heal, sometimes you gotta rest in the process, not rush the process, but rest in it. Not dwell in it, but you have to go through it. Release so that you can increase. And when I did that, Kings, the scales were removed, my eyes were opened. Then the Holy Spirit revealed to me, this is why I removed you from that place and put you in another place. This is why I had you go through the wilderness alone, so that you can learn to trust me. Will you trust me in the midst of a storm and all hell is breaking loose? Will you trust me? Will you sit and rest in the process and to know that I got you? Know that everything that you lost and was taken from you will get back 100-fold. And when it's all said and done, Father God, you get the glory, you get the honor and the praise. I know it was you all the way with me. There it is. That's what we have to learn, Kings. That's the point. So if you carrying unforgiveness, release that. If you're carrying anger, release that. If you're carrying hurt, pain, disappointments, release that. If you're struggling with abandonment, release that. Sometimes you need to tap into your childhood past and deal with some things. It wasn't easy for me, but I'm glad I did it. Because now I have peace. I have peace of mind, I have peace in my heart. I don't regret nothing, because it was all part of His plan. It was all part of His will. Sometimes we have to sit back and allow Yeshua to do what He is going to do with us. I found my strength in the midst of my storm. I found my peace in the midst of my storm. I found my well-being in the midst of my storm. I found my purpose in the midst of my storm. And I'm building a platform to share it with you all, beautiful people. Kings and queens, you're beautiful in your own way. Don't ever let nobody tell you what you're not worthy of. Your worth is greater. Know your worth. Walk in the level of your greatness. Live your best life every day. That's the thing. Everybody don't want to do that. Oh well. Know who you are in here. Put your goals together and your plan together here. And watch it manifest in your life. As a professional athlete playing football, look, football has taught me a lot. How to be a gladiator. How to train hard. How to work hard. How to trust the next man next to you. With 6 championship rings, I don't have nothing to prove. Been there, done that. Tell me something I don't know. I won some games, I lost some games. But I never gave up. I never stopped trying. I went back to the weight room, worked hard. I went to the film room, worked hard. I was the first man to make it to practice and the last man to leave practice because I wanted it that bad. Then my teammates, they start watching me. Next thing you know, I started a chain reaction. They start following. I done seen it. But one thing I can say as an athlete, I never had no smut on my name. Never. Everybody's always had something good to say about Truck. Not only how hard he hits, but he's a good man off the field. He does things in the community. He does things with the kids. Truck love the kids. He always got a word for people. Inspirational word. He never tear a person down, but he motivates a person and uplifts a person. He has a good heart. Truck will give you the shirt off his back if you need it. If you needed food, Truck will feed you. If you're going through something and you needed prayer, he would stop and pray with you. That's the type of guy we like. Because that's who I've always been. That's who I became. Look into my eyes, do you see what I see? He went through that. He went through that. Ending my note, ending on this, I just want to say one thing. Kings, queens, I love you both. Keep rising. Keep moving. Keep striving to the top. You are great. There's a level of greatness in each and every one of you. If you are a good man, a good woman, keep being that. Keep learning, keep growing. Having a changed mindset, you can accomplish anything. Never be afraid to do something different that you've never done in order to have something that you never had but always wanted. On that note, hit the subscribe button, go to my YouTube channel, Truck Nation Presents. Hit the subscribe button, hit the likes. Please hit the likes. Please leave a comment. I have some things going on. I have a couple of businesses that would like to endorse me, but they want to see how this goes. I can't say their names out of respect, but let's just say that they want to endorse me. They want to see the comments. They want to see these things. They love what I'm doing. And because my focus is men, building a platform for men, I welcome women as well. Leave your comments, your likes. Hey, here's the thing. No one's perfect. But we gotta break this whole thing of simping. We gotta break this whole thing of me. Look at me. How many likes? All that arrogance, all that selfishness. We got to break that. And we got to have togetherness. If we don't have togetherness, it's going to be a long, cold night and lonely walk for you. But if you like to live, if you love enjoying everyday life and living your life in peace, love, and happiness, I welcome you. No judgment, just a conversation. Your opinion matters. It matters to me. Here at the King's Table, Truck Nation, I'm out.